Yeah, it's one of the interesting things that like when you read a lot of fantasy, and this is no diss on this approach, but many fantasy books that we read today, the characters are differentiated often by having a very distinct um, mannerism, or they have a distinct way of talking, or they have a distinct sort of physical trait, so that it's easy for the reader to pick them out. And I painted myself into a corner kind of intentionally with the initial characters that we meet because they're all part of the remnant, at least initially. And the remnant is a kind of like a tribe of people who've take almost, if you think of it like a Native American tribe, they have a certain culture, they have a certain way of talking, they have a certain cadence to their voice, and they all talk the same. And so one of the things that I was scared of, like when I first got into the writing, was are these characters going to all sound too much the same because they all sort of have the same cadence, the same way of talking, the same, like how is the everyday reader going to be able to tell like that they're different? But the answer to that for me was, to your point, just hanging, trusting the reader to know that that's how people are. We all talk largely the same. There are characters out there, but a lot of us just talk pretty normally, and nevertheless, we're all very, very different. We all have different stories. We all have different sort of uh, root wounds and root skills and root brilliances and all that's different. So just getting to know each one of the characters as deeply as I possibly could, and trusting that that would come out almost between the lines of what they would say or how they would say things. The fact that Abel, as an example, walks more stiffly than Agile does. But I never say that. You have to kind of almost pick up on it by the fact that she's just kind of more, her back is stiff, she's got this way about her. So like things like that, they were very subtle, but trusting the reader to pick up on those nuances that are there. So it is very gratifying to hear that you do see that and you do get that. You get that the characters are different and they have very different stories underneath their cultural veneer.